Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters, and let's talk soccer, or specifically American soccer. And this week, I think the biggest news in American soccer is that the Wayne Rooney retirement tour is coming to DC United. It probably would have been more appropriate if he had stayed in Everton. Kind of started there, then went off and did massive, amazing things at Man U, and then went back to Everton, which was kind of being a cool place for him to spend his last few years. But I'm fairly certain that DC United loaded up a dump truck full of cash and backed it up to his house. And hey, if you want to pay me the kind of money I am certain that DC United is paying Wayne Rooney to come to the United States for a 3.5 year, whatever contract, come dump it on my door too. I'll go out and pretend that I can play. Now, clearly, Wayne Rooney will be far better than me, and probably amongst the best in the United States and MLS when he comes, which says something more about the MLS than Wayne Rooney, really. I wonder if he's going to get to start a franchise in Florida. We'll see. So that makes three people who've come to the United States from elsewhere and have become the biggest names known in American soccer: Pele, Beckett, and Rooney. Someday we're actually going to have to develop people here, guys. Okay, moving on from that. The Richmond Kickers have changed coaches. Their coach of 19 years and a half, I guess, finally gave up the ghost. I don't know if that's because they're an affiliated team now and getting not great talent, or being told to play a specific way, or he just decided it was time. Whatever it is, he's out. The old coach is out, and the new coach, a David Bullow, who I'm sure I'm massacring that name, Bulow, is taking over. He's a guy with a lot of history with the team, and he has a Class A coaching certificate. Apparently just filling for the rest of the year. We'll see if he actually keeps going after that. And as to, for those of you who are Americans, Class A coaching certificates, apparently soccer has this really weird and totally unnecessary thing where you have to go somewhere and get trained how to coach, right? This is very foreign to those of us in the States because, the way you become a coach in football, basketball, baseball, hockey is that the owner decides you're somebody who ought to be a coach, and then you have to prove yourself, right? That's not the way it is apparently in soccer. You go off to a school and learn to become a coach. It's ridiculous. But, it's hockey, or not hockey, it's soccer. It'll never change. That's the way it is. That's the way the Europeans do it, and therefore we must do it that way here in the United States. Whatever. I wish the new coach luck. I wish him a lot of luck. The Kickers are okay. Now moving on. The last thing, I have this weird thing that popped into my feed from MLS. I get there on their YouTube channel. The feed popped up and it tells me that on January 31st from Soldier Field there's going to be an announcement, press announcement, and I was like, okay, what's that about? Went and looked, and apparently it was about something that happened in 2017. If it's a real announcement, the countdown timer says there's 19 hours, and it's real early in the morning on Friday, so it'll be sometime in the evening Friday. I don't know what this is all about. It would apparently be somebody who forgot to change all the defaults when they decided they were going to have a live stream. So keep an eye out, keep a weather eye out, and something is going to be announced somewhere by the MLS. That's about all I got to say there. And now let's look at the standings. In the USL, in the East, FC Cincinnati is the last team with a winning record at 9-7. Both Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Lou City FC are behind them. Lou City seems to really be struggling. I kind of made a deeper look at them because of what's going on, and apparently they've got problems with their strikers being out. But you know, Pittsburgh Riverhounds are 3 behind Cincinnati, and Lou City is 6 behind Cincinnati point wise, and neither of them have a winning record anymore. In the West, the Real Monarchs are 12-4. They are just charging on. I mean, they're destroying everything that comes within sight. And the next down is Phoenix Rising, who is 9-8. They're 5 down point wise, and those are the only 2 teams left in the West with winning records. Now that's the USL. Let's look at the MLS. In the MLS East, Atlanta United has a record of 10-7 at the top of the Eastern Division. NYCFC is behind them with 9-7, but it's down 3 points. Of course, it's got one more game to play to catch up game-wise. And New York City Red Bulls are 9-6, and they're 5 points down. And apparently they're down a couple games that they've got to play. It's a problem with uneven schedules. In the Western Conference, in the MLS, Sporting Kansas City is on the top at 9-7, and behind them is FC Dallas and LAFC, who are both 8-7. FC Dallas is 3 points behind, and LAFC is 5 points behind, obviously having had, I guess, fewer tie losses. So that's it for soccer this week. Tune in next week. If you like what you saw here today, hit like. If you like what you see around here generally, hit subscribe and probably notification and whatever else that you have to do at YouTube now to actually see videos. And beyond that, direct message me at LammersK on Twitter, and leave comments below. Again, I promise I'll try to read all the comments. I can't promise I will reply to all the comments because, got that day job, got to work, strange thing that has to happen so I can keep this hobby going. Lastly, I'll say what I always say. If you've got a little bit of spare time and you got a little bit of spare money, go watch some minor league sports. Y'all have a good weekend now.